So formulas in Notion are scary, right? You open a database, you see that formula box, and your brain just shuts down. But here's the truth. If you don't learn formulas, you stay stuck at the beginner level forever. You'll still be manually calculating percentages, manually checking deadlines, while everyone else is building dashboards that literally think for them. In this video, I'm going to give you the shortest crash course possible. Just 8 formulas. With only these, you'll be able to track habits, show countdowns, create progress bar, and build systems that actually save you time. So don't click away, let's dive in. Let's start with the foundation of every formula. The properties. Prop simply means property. It tells Notion, go and look at this column in my database. If you have 2 properties, one called income and one called expenses, I want to calculate my balance. So the formula will be like property income minus property expenses. This literally means take whatever number I wrote in income, subtract whatever number I wrote in expenses, and show me the result. Second function, the if function. Now, if we can't pull numbers, let's make decisions. That's where the if function comes in. Think of it as a Notion's brain. You're telling it, if this condition is true, show me one thing. If it's false, show me another thing. Here's an example. Say I have a property called due date. I want Notion to tell me if I'm overdue or not. So the formula looks like this. If the due date property is less than now, which is the current time, then show me overdue. If it's not, show me on track. You may be wondering, what is the now function? So it is a function that gives you today's date in time, literally right now. It's how Notion compares your deadlines to the current moment. Every time you open your database, Notion updates the now function automatically. So if something was due yesterday, Notion knows it's overdue because it compares the due date to the current time. You can also stack if statements. For example, if the task is done, show completed. If it's not done, but the due date has passed, show overdue. Otherwise, show in progress. That's how you create smart labels that change automatically. The second function is the dateBetween function. So let's take dates further. This function is how you calculate how much time is left until a deadline. So if you write date between the due date property and now function in days, it literally means take the due date, compare it to right now, and tell me how many days are in between. So if something is due in a week, it will show 7. If the deadline already passed, it will show a negative number like minus. But plain numbers are boring, right? So let's make it friendly. Watch this. We're gonna use both of the if and the dateBetween function. So if statement is basically the date between due date and now in days is less than 0, then the first condition is deadline passed. If it's not, then format the date between due date and now in days and add a little text which is days left. So basically, if the deadline passed, it literally says deadline passed. If not, it says 7 days left. This is the difference between raw database and a living dashboard. The third functions are round and the format functions. So we're going to use them with percentages. Say you've got 2 properties, habits completed and total habits. You want to know what percentages you finished. Easy. So the formula will be multiply completed habit properties by 100 and divide it by the total habits property and round it to a whole number. So if you did 3 out of 4 habits, Notion will show 75%. And the format function is how you turn numbers into text, so you can glue them together with words. That's why we used it in the previous formula, which is the dateBetween formula. The fifth functions are the filter and count functions. So we're gonna use them to connect databases together. Imagine you have a projects database linked to a task database. You want to know how many tasks are still open for each project. So here's the formula. From the relation property task filter where the current status is not done, and then count the list. So this means look at all the related tasks and filter out the ones where status equals done and count the rest. So if you got 10 tasks and 6 are done, this formula will show 4 and it updates automatically. Last but not least, the let function. So this is more advanced, so I'm gonna go step by step. So here's an example. You want to know how many goals are unfinished and you want Notion to write a little message about it. So the formula looks like this. So first we say let n equal the number of unfinished goals. Then we use n in the if statement. If the n is 0, it shows you haven't set any goals. Otherwise, it shows you have set 3 goals. Basically, the length function assigns a value, in our example n, to a variable and evaluates the expression using that variable. So that's it. Just 8 functions. With just these, you can build 90% of what you see in those advanced Notion templates online. If this helped, give the video a like, subscribe for more Notion tutorials like this one, and check out the free templates I've linked down below so you can copy this formula straight into your own workspace. And don't miss my other videos on the habit tracker and also the budget planner. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.